The farm. For most of us, the word conjures a powerful, almost mythical image. It's a place we associate with peace, tranquility, and a gentle connection between humans and the animals they care for. We picture rolling green hills, the soft lowing of cattle, the gentle clucking of hens. These are the sounds and sights that fill our storybooks, a portrait of perfect harmony, a world away from the chaos of modern life. But this romanticized vision, painted in our collective consciousness, often overlooks a crucial truth. These are not simply docile livestock, they are large, powerful creatures, governed by instincts honed over millennia for survival. Beneath the veneer of serenity, a far more primal and unpredictable reality can emerge. Here, in these seemingly safe havens, primal instincts can surface without warning, transforming the familiar into the fearsome in the blink of an eye. Today, we pull back the curtain on this pastoral scene to investigate the moments when the peace was shattered, exploring harrowing encounters that reveal the shocking truth hidden in plain sight. These are not isolated incidents but cautionary tales from the heartland. What you are about to witness will challenge your perceptions and change the way you look at a simple farm forever. Our first account takes us to a small, family-run farm, the kind of idyllic place where every animal has a name. Life here followed a predictable, comforting rhythm, a world where the boundary between human and animal felt gentle, almost non-existent. At the center of this world was a magnificent rooster, known for his vibrant plumage and a proud morning crow. He would strut about the yard, a miniature king surveying his domain. He was fiercely protective of his hens, a trait the family had always admired, never imagining that same instinct could be turned against them. The incident occurred on a bright, unassuming afternoon. The farmer's wife was collecting eggs, a daily ritual she had performed thousands of times. As she reached into a nesting box, a sudden explosive squawk ripped through the calm. Before she could react, the rooster launched his attack. He flew at her with the targeted ferocity of a raptor, his spurs, sharp as daggers, aimed directly at her. The attack left deep bleeding gashes and a profound sense of shock. This was no ordinary act of a grumpy farm animal, it was a calculated, violent assault. The trust built over years was broken in an instant. It serves as our first powerful warning. Never underestimate the primal instincts that drive even the most familiar of animals. We now turn our attention to an animal often seen as the epitome of gentle docility, the dairy cow. Their large, soulful eyes paint a picture of pastoral peace, but this perception belies a formidable power. Weighing over half a ton, these animals possess immense strength, a fact that is tragically easy to forget. The farmer had raised Daisy from a calf. Their daily walk was a ritual built on years of trust, a muscle memory etched into his hands. The task was routine, something he had done countless times for decades without incident. He walked beside her, his hand resting gently on her flank. There was no sign of distress, no twitch of muscle or flick of an ear to indicate the violence about to erupt and shatter the morning's calm. Without warning, Daisy suddenly turned on him. In a flash of unexpected agility, she swung her immense head, knocking the farmer off his feet. The full weight of the 1,200-pound animal came down on his chest. He lay pinned, the air forced from his lungs as he heard the horrifying sharp crack of his own ribs giving way. The farmer survived, but with multiple broken ribs and a punctured lung. The deeper wound was psychological, a spirit deeply shaken by the betrayal of an animal he had cared for like family. A brutal reminder that the wild can erupt without warning. Of all the animals on a farm, perhaps none is so wrongly underestimated as the pig. Behind their intelligent eyes lies an opportunistic omnivore with a powerful jaw. The case involves a farmer in his late 60s who lived alone on his remote pig farm, dedicated to his animals. One evening something went terribly wrong. It's believed he suffered a medical emergency and collapsed inside the pig enclosure. The grim discovery was made when a relative found only his dentures and a few small bone fragments. The animals had consumed almost everything else. Our story unfolds at a petting zoo, a place designed for safe, friendly interaction. A family was enjoying their day. Among the herd was a large male, a territorial billy goat. A visitor leaned over the fence to get a better photo. The billy goat saw the intrusion. He lowered his head, took a few quick steps back to gain momentum. He charged. The man was struck squarely in the chest, thrown backward with a sickening thud that silenced the zoo. There is no farm animal that commands more respect than the bull, a symbol of raw power, weighing well over a ton. With muscles coiled like powerful springs, a bull is a creature to be handled with the utmost care. A seasoned handler was performing a routine task, but a small mistake, a gate not latched securely, created a fatal opportunity. The bull exploded into action, smashing through the gate as if it were matchsticks, launching the handler into the air like a rag doll. Turkeys are often seen as slightly comical, even clumsy birds. We associate them with holiday feasts, not acts of aggression. However, male turkeys or toms can be surprisingly territorial and aggressive, especially during mating season when their protective instincts are dangerously heightened. One afternoon, a young girl played in the yard with a bright red ball. Perhaps the red toy caught the tom's eye. With a loud gobble, he flew over the fence and charged directly at the child, pecking at her legs, arms, and face with his sharp beak. The bond between a farmer and their sheepdog is one of the most iconic partnerships in the animal kingdom, built on generations of trust. The dog was a master of his craft, able to control a flock of hundreds with just a glance and a whistle. A difficult day. The shepherd, in impatience, shoved the ewe roughly, triggering something in his companion. The dog lunged, not at the ewe, but at the shepherd, sinking teeth into his arm. The damage was done. Trust shattered. Donkeys have a reputation for being stubborn, stoic, patient beasts of burden. But they are armed with one of the most formidable defensive weapons on the farm. A rural property had been targeted by thieves. One night, a man cut through the fence, intending to steal equipment. One donkey turned its back, a classic sign of an impending kick. Before the intruder could react, it lashed out with its hind legs. The blow caught the man in the abdomen, launching him several feet through the air. He had been defeated by the powerful, protective instincts of a humble donkey. Geese can be a beautiful sight on a farm pond, but they are fiercely territorial and operate with a coordinated group mentality. A jogger was on his daily run, oblivious to the fact that he was approaching a goose nest hidden in the reeds. The gander's alarm call mobilized the entire squadron. Suddenly, it was not one goose, but a dozen, charging as one. They surrounded the jogger, a feathered phalanx of fury, beating at his legs with powerful wings and pecking with serrated beaks. Horses often form deep bonds with their caretakers. Trust is the foundation of this relationship. A young stable worker was tending to a nervous horse, performing routine tasks she had done hundreds of times before. In a split second, the horse's flight or fight response kicked in. With no room to flee, it chose to fight. It bit down hard on the worker's forearm. The power of a horse's jaw is immense, and when applied to human flesh and bone, the result is catastrophic. We end with an animal that has become an internet sensation, the llama, known for its comical appearance and unpleasant spitting habit. A teenage son was pestering a large male llama, making sudden movements and ignoring the clear signs of agitation. The llama spat, not merely saliva but a foul-smelling, semi-digested concoction hitting the teenager square in the face. But the llama wasn't finished. It charged, knocking him into the mud, standing over him making loud clucking noises, a clear sign of dominance. These stories remind us that the farm is not a storybook. The animals are living beings with instincts, territories, and breaking points. Let these accounts serve as a reminder to always approach farm animals with the respect and caution they deserve. Understanding their boundaries is not just kindness, it's your safety. If these stories have impacted you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more explorations into the raw aspects of our world. Your stories help us all to learn and better understand the complex world we share with these magnificent, unpredictable creatures.